Hey y'all, it's Renegade, and it's once again time to spill more Reali-Tea because before you can blink, another Drag Race season is upon us. And today is an exciting one because it's time for the franchise that was my first taste of international drag, RuPaul's Drag Race UK. The cast for the sixth season has just been announced, and we're gonna give some quick takes on this season's cast based off their Meet the Queens videos, and snap or slap some promo looks, and make some bold predictions on who we think will be our final four. But before we get to all this goodness, I can't do this alone, and with us tonight is our resident drag race expertise, Quacker Jack. Jack, we're already getting a taste of UK drag once this year with UK versus the World 2, and we're getting a little bit more with Kitty Scott Claus on Global All Stars. But how excited are you for another season of mainline UK franchise?
Come on, season six. Let's get sickening. I'm super excited for season six of UK. We've got a good set of girls. It looks like it could be fun. I mean, coming off of season five, such a great season. These girls have a lot to live up to, and you know what? It so far all of them gave me some pretty good energy. I loved that they were all excited. I love that I felt them really going to be trying hard. So that gets me excited for their season.
Mm-hmm. And you already kind of touched on something I was about to say here, because we never really talked a lot about Drag Race UK before on our channel here, but obviously you've clearly seen all five seasons before this, right? Do you have any favorite girls, season, standout moments?
Um, So I am a big fan of Lawrence Cheney. Like I love her. I think she's great. I think it was so nice to finally get some representation for a bigger girl to finally win a crown. It was really important for me. I know like I was like just hoping every single day that that was going to happen. You know, I think all of the seasons have been good. There have been some definitely some standouts. I think season five, for example, is one of their better seasons. I think season one was really iconic, obviously because it's the first, but also because the girl groups in UK generally do extremely well, and it's really fun to see. I mean, who could forget like break up, bye bye, maybe I'll see you in the next life. Like here we are, like again. And last season we had an amazing like two groups in this girl group challenge, and I just remember that epic. No one went home that episode, I believe, and it was the top two lip sync for the win. Specifically, it was a lot of fun. The UK seasons, especially when it comes to these performances, always get really good, and even some of the lip syncs last season. Um, I believe it was Dita. She made it, or Didi. She
Yeah,
made it all the way
delicious.
to the top four, just constantly winning her lip syncs. And it was like she took out girl after girl after girl who had badges, and she never had one. So, and there's a lot of things here that can be like surprising and things you don't always see, especially on the American season. Like that doesn't happen very often.
I'm gonna say, speaking of iconic girls in the vein of Delicious, I think one of my favorite lip sync assassins absolutely is Black Peppa. I don't know why she's always
Oh,
resonated in me. One of my favorite queens of all time. And I mean, I do love my UK, my sister queens from UK, and Taste always an icon. The gumption. I cannot with everything with your audacity, Jack. Just iconic. I can't remember the entire quote right now because I'm really tired. We've recorded like 8 podcasts today, so I'm just like I'm really excited to go get to this point though, because we're gonna literally get to a point there where we're gonna have like 3, 4, 5, 6 seasons possibly airing at one time here.
oh
But
my
I'm excited
gosh.
for it. I'm kind of excited for it. It's gonna be a hot mess of just global drag, and I think my body is kind of ready for it. Like we had like the taste with the trial period over summer, but now fall is going to officially be like drag race season. So excited to get into it, and especially with the fact that we get a new group of girls here. There's just always a fresh energy that I feel like comes with a mainline franchise versus like the buffoonery that you kind of get from All Star seasons as of lately, which I don't really want to talk
Definitely.
about right now. But we could always you can always go back and listen to our podcast if you'd like to. Feel free on that because we have plenty of podcasts on all of those international All Star seasons that have just popped out the last couple months here. All Stars 9, Canada versus World 2, I think I have a deep dive on UK versus World 2. Espana All Stars has a deep dive as well too. Canada 4. So many good seasons here, and we're about to get to the end with probably like another six more. I feel like in the next couple months here. I definitely feel like there's definitely a lot more Drag Race to be had here. But let's go ahead and talk about this season because UK 6 definitely primed to be a lot of fun here. And this season's promo is definitely a lot of fun as well too because it's inspired by James Bond villains, which absolutely I love. Such a fun aesthetic. It's very similar to kind of like the global All Stars ball we got this season with the International Queens of Mystery, but even more dramatic because Bond is just such a specific reference that you could play around a lot with. Jack, do you have any thoughts here overall on the promo theme?
The theme is fun. It's very on brand, right, for a UK season. Obviously, it's part of the culture. It makes sense. The only thing is that if you are not a Bond girl, like you didn't watch a lot of the Bond movies, you didn't necessarily like, grow up on it. Like some of the references you may not get, aka me. And I played. Let me tell you, I loved me some GoldenEye, but
hmm
that was not giving me the cultural fashion references. That game was giving me a golden gun. Like
You're telling me
it's
none of
very
these girls are
different.
giving you N64 energy.
No, no, definitely not. And I don't even know, like, did I did I even know which girl was which villain? No. No, didn't know. Had no clue. Was over here like, maybe this girl. Nope, didn't care. I was judging solely on the looks because at the end of the day, these are their interpretations of villains in the Bond series, and at the same time, I think you still have to look good. So most of my critiques have been based just solely on where I think the outfit lies.
Well, I don't think anybody went for a specific reference, 100%. I think there may be like inspirations here or there, but I think this it was just like the whole vibe. The ideal was just to be like there's kind of just like an iconic female presence in the Bond movies that I think it's just you kind of just kind of get it. You get the essence of it, you know. Super spy, but make it
Right.
sexy, you know. Like that's basically kind of what the prompt is. So, we'll kind of meet our 12 new queens, see how we feel about their promo looks here, and let's start off with the first of our 12 queens, Miss Actavia. She is 21 from Balor, Wales. She's the first fluent Welsh queen to be on the show here. She's from a tiny town and moved to Manchester to do drag. And she says lots of dancing in camp equal Octavia. And I kind of get that a lot from this promo look here. It is giving me kind of like the young Aquaria type queen. I hate to stage cast people at this point, but I mean, like at this point, like there's so many kind of
It
archetypes
is.
that have kind of come at this point. So there's always that one specific reference, you know, that kind of comes from. I'd say this is like Aquaria, but make her a little more like dark at this point. But she's giving me dance. She's giving me drama. Her Meet the Queen video, she was gave me a lot of energy as well too. So she definitely seems like she's going to be a very campy queen. Um, as far as or I wouldn't say campy, I'd say very just yeah, I'd say campy and energetic. She seems like she's going to try to bring the camp fashion, I would say. Just so that's why I get a lot of Aquaria vibes from her, absolutely, because she's like that young comedy type queen. Do I think she'll be as successful as Aquaria? I don't know if I see it just yet, but you know, everyone can surprise us here, and who knows because we've never seen anything that's happening here. So, as far as the look goes, I really like what she's bringing here as far as the red and the black color aesthetic. Yeah, like the big jacket. I think that's a lot of fun there. I like the hair. I think the hair is a lot of fun with the collar. I feel like there is something a little plain about the whole concept here. I don't. It does kind of give me Bond villain, but maybe like the dog of a Bond villain just because of the collar. I don't know, but like she's dramatic. The coat is definitely, I would say, super spy, make it sexy. Um, just I wish there was something a little bit more going on with the actual, you know, black dress that she has going on because literally it's just a coat over a dress. But overall, I don't mind it. It's not a bad for first look here. I'm excited to kind of see what her actual aesthetic is kind of moving forward and see what she'll bring here. So, Octavia, I'll give you a snap here. What are your thoughts on Octavia, Jack?
I love that she does her makeup so dramatic. I think that's like a really standout moment. I'm a little nervous for her. Is she always going to have very dramatic makeup? Are we going to see the change up? She seems really talented in makeup department, so I don't think it's out of her realm of possibilities. I mean, clock the A she put into her eyebrow, right? Like I saw
Mhm.
that. We loved it. It was a good moment. Hopefully not something we see every single time. You know how I have a few feelings about girls who can't change up their makeup or don't or refuse to. But overall, like the hair, like the two strands of like the bangs on the front, like love the fun like wild updo in the back kind of thing. Like this is a good look. You can't really go wrong with the red and black, right? Like this is a color combo that has stood the ages of time. It always looks good. I mean, black goes with almost everything. I love the material it's made out of. I agree that it's a little basic on like the mini dress, I want to say part, I guess is what I'd call it. But it is a fun fabric, which kind of brings up the fact that it's not like the most fun silhouette or anything. So you know what? I'm willing to see what she has. I don't have her down as like one of the girls that I thought is gonna like go that far. Unfortunately, I don't think age always matters, but she was giving me a lot of energy, a little off-putting for me. Like I don't mind that she has a lot of energy. It's just there was something there that wasn't my cup of tea, right? Um, but again, like she could totally surprise me. She could have an Aquaria run, right? So, uh, we'll look forward to this for sure, and I'm sure she'll at least have a couple good runways, if nothing else, for me.
Mhm. I'd say she's kind of giving me a little Anitra as well too. That was the other queen I was kind of searching for as well too. The makeup was giving me a little Anitra. She's definitely B. So we'll see what Miss Actavia brings to the table here. Our second queen is Miss Chanel O'Connor. She's 25 from Manchester, England, and she describes herself as the richest woman in Scotland, now living in Manchester. She says she's a comedy queen, but also a seamstress, but she's a bit worried for dancing challenges, so she could be that typical, design queen that just doesn't really dance. It makes me a little worried for her as far as that goes, but as far as her outfit here, I'm not worried for her when it comes to the runway or really anything as far as, design goes, because if she made this, can't wait to see what else she brings here, because this is really fun. It's very dramatic. I like the fact that uh, again, I like the ruffles, especially she has going on with the um, dress part. It's really fun. Like the feathers that she has going on the cape. She's doing the whole Cheryl, but she loves to, attach the cape to her sleeve kind of thing. I know they love that shit in the UK, so love that dramatic part of it. It is giving me a little kind of bride though, with the fact that she has it attached also to like the back of her head. Don't mind as much though. But I think she's definitely going to be a look queen for sure. Hopefully she'll be able to bring the performance as well here too, but definitely gives her a snap on this entrance look. I just wish kind of it wasn't completely black. I wish there was maybe another color she used in it as well to kind of give it just a little bit of something that'll pop a little bit, especially in the promo photo. But as far as this goes, I still really enjoy the look here, so I'm still gonna give her a snap.
I really, really loved her energy in this. I thought she was very fun to hear from. I love this wet, slick back hair she has. It looks like someone just like applied a whole bottle of gel, but it doesn't look terrible. It's like the gel that sits in there and doesn't get crunchy. It's like the good gel, you know? She seems extremely talented. I like the look. I mean, the ribbing of a corset kind of dress thing. It's not the most impressive thing we've seen. Love the sheer material. I'm a slut for that. I again love the feathers, like you said. I love how she did this, where hair is up and just this one swoosh in the very front, like almost like water flowing or a flame, just at a specific like time on a Polaroid camera. It's like she gives me older, timeless drag in a younger person body, if that makes sense. I'm excited to see what she's gonna bring. I don't know. She's one of my mystery cards where I'm like, I think I could see her doing extremely well or like a random early boot out of nowhere. but I'm excited for her. I am not too worried. I think we've seen a lot of girls who aren't necessarily the best dancers do just fine or make sure that they commit to a character to at least get by. And she kind of seems like
Have
she
production help
moves to
you
the
with that,
occasion.
like Q.
Oh,
I
oh,
mean,
well,
sorry,
no,
my bad.
oh, well, you weren't lying. So
Love you, Q.
yes, don't say that shit again. You're a liar.
Love pink. Love pink.
Love,
Love Q.
right? Yeah, but I'm excited. Snaps for her.
Let's go on to our next queen here, Miss Charra Tea. And we have some really fun drag names this season. Charra Tea, she's 23 from Belfast, Northern Ireland. She's the third Northern Irish queen on Drag Race, I'm assuming, with Jombers and Blue, right? They're the first two, I think, right? I didn't look up
Uh,
my facts
yeah,
here, but I think they're the first two. Uh, she considers herself a pop culture parrot who's not afraid to be tacky and has decided to wear a prolapse as her entrance look. And I gotta say, this is a pretty funny look. This is not something I was really expecting anybody to wear, but it is a pretty hilarious reference that she played with. And tell me why it looks really good. And the fact that she's kind of able to, I think it's the color of it. If it, this like purplish, reddish, like I don't know, it's burgundy. It's not really burgundy. It's more I don't know, like it's like a wine color, right? It's gonna be like wine. Uh, I don't know. It's a really really cool color. And just the ruching on the actual dress itself. I like the small detail too of the fact that like part of the dress connects to her middle finger. I just think that's just like a small fun detail, as well as the little droplets of the Swarovskis that she has all over the fucking prolapse. I can't believe she did this. Oh my god. Snaps for sure. I'm excited that what she's gonna bring here. I as far as how she feels here, I think I want to say she's gonna make a deep run here. I feel like she's gonna make a deep run. She feels really fun. Like, and the more I'm looking at this look, the more I'm just like, if this is kind of creativity that she's bringing to like a promo, I'm just excited to see what else she's gonna bring here. So very excited for Chera. What are your thoughts here? Miss T.
so I really love the hair, and I think we've seen a lot of this recently in the last couple of years, especially where girls have these swirls of hair with the beads in them, matching the color of their outfit. And I love that. It's good. The makeup is matching, the dress. I love that it's this huge overstated collar kind of thing. Like it's just the centerpiece, and the rest of the dress is pretty simplistic, which it frames her face in such a way. You know what this is supposed to be, she tells us. I also love the little like, small dripping fringe that she has as well. I think this is a really good idea. It's something simple, yet it stands out in a big way, right? Like we don't see a collar of this magnitude. Like it's bigger than her body, like so I like this a lot. I liked her, but if I'm being honest with you, I kind of felt like she could end up being a filler queen. um, that's kind of what I had her labeled down for, and I actually said I thought she'd be going home sooner than later. I think she's fun, but I'm not sure that she has everything that Rue may be looking for. Now, obviously, this is a first glance, first take. I don't know like anything about the queen, right? Other than like the interview and the promo. I like the promo. The interview, I was like, maybe. But I'm excited to see what she has to bring. She said she's got some pressure on her. She wants to do well, like her other sisters have done. So I'm excited to see her. I'm rooting for her still, even though I know that not every girl can make it like that far in the competition.
Yeah, I agree with I hear what you're saying. Um, I think she'll probably I feel like if I'm gonna say between like the two, I mean John Burrs and Blue, they definitely kind of had similar storylines in a lot of ways in their initial seasons, if you think about it, because they definitely kind of, they were charming and likable in a lot of ways, but they were definitely underdogs. So I definitely kind of get the same energy from Chera here. We'll kind of see if she's able to make it all the way. I'll be excited if she does, I think, because she's definitely very likable. So let's go on and move on to our next queen, though. And we have the oldest queen ever to compete on Drag Race UK. It's Miss Dita Garbo. She's 48 years old, which isn't even really that old. anymore. I'm at least telling myself that as I get closer to that age. She's a dance teacher by day and a drag queen by night, and she says she serves burlesque and glamour, obviously inspired by Dita Von Teese and Greta Garbo. And I personally, I got a lot of good energy from Dita. I feels like for especially being as like I said, as old as the oldest queen in Drag Race history, um, or UK Drag Race UK history. I
Yeah,
feel like she doesn't look it at all for me. Like I
no,
don't see that. She doesn't give me that in her energy. And I think the fact that she is, someone who is athletic on a daily basis, I think that's definitely helpful towards the whole towards everything that could happen here in the competition. I don't know. I have a really good vibe from Dita. I generally do kind of like our elder queen as well too. I definitely like Kitty Caboodle from or Kitten Boodle from Drag Race season or Canada 4. So I definitely kind of have an affinity sometimes to the older people. So I know how that goes, but I don't know. I really like her energy. As far as her promo goes, I don't know if it's necessarily the most exciting garment for a promo, but I will say it's definitely on brief. And I think it's just as far as what her aesthetic goes, I feel like that's probably more what she was going for than the actual like Bond promo was. I feel like this is kind of something that she probably wears like this is like the Dita Garbo signature piece that she has like ready to go. She has it in like 8 different colors and she's just like, okay, what color do you need me to pull it in? And she was ready to go for this one. But I like the idea of it. I love the
mhm,
concept of it. It is a very pretty traditional kind of silhouette, but if you're gonna do something like traditional, I think all the pieces need to look good. And I think she looks good. And there's nothing really I would change on it. I love the detailing of the color blue that she chose, of the black accessories that she has with it, and the fact that she also has like the kind of black and like the flowers that are also kind of like matching the rest of her jewelry here. It's really well accessorized, really simple, but very good look here. I'm very, very excited for Dita and what she has to bring here. So huge snaps.
with Dita, I got the same kind of like I really love the energy. I also didn't think she was the oldest. I don't think she paints old. Like I think she paints for her face, but I don't think she paints old necessarily. Like yeah, maybe you could be like, well, maybe she has Botox or maybe she uses tape to pull back, but I'm like, I don't care. Like she looks good. That's what's important. Don't give a fuck about the other stuff. I actually really love this outfit on her. I think what a beautiful color she chose. I think that this to match it with the black and do this Didontis like burlesque kind of thing is very fun. It's not like the newest, freshest idea or anything, but I like a girl who knows who she is and goes for it. And I, of course, love this like huge coat she's wearing. I guess if you want to call it a robe, maybe is a better word. I love her confidence. I really could see her going far. Honestly, I could see her either going to the crown or getting the crown. I mean, obviously, we'll have to see. But I got really strong, good energy from her as far as where she will go in this competition.
She seems some that knows who she is and is going to be able to deliver it. So I'm excited for Dita.
Yes,
Our
very that.
next queen, we have Miss Kiki Snatch, 25 years old from London, England, and she's a performance over the top queen. She says she's a singer and the music is her. She wants to be the first London queen to win. And Kiki, I got some mixed energy kind of from Kiki. I really like what she brings. I think she has a really fun perspective on drag, especially from this season, because I don't think there's anybody else really that's kind of bringing a lot of what she's kind of bringing here, at least initially. But I don't know if I see longevity 100% for Kiki. Especially, I don't know if her outfit, number one, is giving me Bond villain. And it's not a bad look per se, but I don't know if it's on brief at all whatsoever. So I'm not really sure what really her aesthetic is from this. I will say though, I like the fact that she's confident to show off her body. I like certain elements. I do like the orange color on her skin. I think it's really, really like the creamsicle orange is really pretty. Um, I, I don't know how I feel about the white hair and the white makeup with it. I I, I I mean, I don't know what else I would do differently with it, but I mean, not necessarily my favorite. But again, I feel like Kiki's still kind of she's I mean she's 25, so she's clearly still on the younger end. I don't know if she necessarily knows who she is 100%, but she is giving me someone who maybe is going to prioritize like her singing over the drag portion of it, which isn't a read per se. It's just I think some girls
Hate
sometimes
her,
the
drag
drag
her.
isn't the priority. You know, sometimes we do drag to get to other, avenues. Um, Loved her voice though, so I hope she's able to get to a singing challenge and they actually sing or a musical or something. So, um, I don't know. Kiki can kind of go a lot of ways for me, but for me, I don't know if I have her someone from this photo and from the Queen's video that is super high on my list here, and I don't know how I feel about her. I'm gonna
I
slap
love
it.
her. You're gonna slap? Okay, whatever.
I think I'm gonna
Hate
slap
her.
it.
I like this look. I think it's fun. I think she took some very um male male I should say like male aspects of outfits and kind of feminize them, really showing off the body, really showing off curves in the look and the cutouts, especially. I really enjoyed how she took something and just kind of made it her own. I mean we've seen something like this before, but it really looks good on her. I love the white hair actually that matches the white details throughout her outfit. For me, I could see her going pretty far. I actually kind of have her as possibility for a top four girl for myself, just because I'm like, I kind of could see her being that girl that pops off, is ends up being actually really fashionable, is super talented, like just nobody can stop her, especially if she has an unshakable confidence. Like there's a lot of possibilities for girls like this who are extremely talented. The only other thing I will say though is I was a little worried that maybe she could end up being the lip sync assassin that's in the bottom a lot early on and eventually goes home after like winning three lip syncs or something like that. you know,
Hmm.
I'm excited for her. I hope she has that confidence in herself. I can't wait to see her perform because she's been talking up a big game, and most of the girls don't talk that shit unless they can actually back it up nowadays. I mean, back in the day, people did, but it seems like people have done. It seems like people don't talk as much shit nowadays, in my opinion, without actually being able to back it up. Because we've seen in the past some of these girls be like, "Yes, when you come here, getting high energy," and then we're like, you see RuPaul being like, "Double sachet." You're like, "Oop, whoop."
That's why
We
I
gotta
feel like I need to see Kiki in action for me to feel like episode one. My tune might change on her 1,000%. I feel like I just need to see her in action a little bit. Like I need to see something other than this to kind of get what her aesthetic kind of what she's gonna bring. But like I said, she has a lot of potential. She's a dark horse, I think, absolutely for sure. So we'll kind of see how Miss Kiki Snatch does this
Wow, why'd you
season.
say that about her?
Oh wow! Don't even say that, girl. Don't even. You can't even do that. I can make the joke. I can call. Why'd you
What?
call her a dark horse? How dare you? What was that supposed to mean? Wow.
I just think it was
How
interesting
dare
that you
you?
chose her of all the queens so far. I think that's real interesting. I was like, we got a
That's
RuPaul 2.0.
hateful.
She said,
Hateful.
UK queen, not white?
Hateful.
Eliminated.
Hateful. 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 It's not what I said. You're so
Just
hateful.
giving the same energy. I was just keeping you intact. I was like,
Wow.
"Ooh."
Okay. I mean, I am a young girl from the Brewster Project, so I feel with Mama Ru. Maybe that's the energy we give here. If you don't speak English, you're first out on my seasons. Oops,
Have an
sorry.
accent? Girl,
Um,
bye.
yeah, get out of here. You're losing this acting challenge immediately.
Oh
Get out
my
of here.
god.
Uh, okay. Well, on that note. Let's go on to our next queen here, Miss Kyran Thrax. She is 26 years old from London, England as well here. and she considers herself the bin queen of the UK scene. I'm assuming she's the trash queen. I'm assuming is what what the bin queen is. She's 40. She's done drag for 4 years and is considers herself a workhorse. And she's been in movies, commercials, and she's giving confident witch energy. Is what her aesthetic is, and as far as the promo goes, I really love what she's bringing here. Like this is definitely by far, I think, my favorite of the promo looks. I don't know if it's necessarily giving me Gone Villain 100% because it is a little bit more like a little bit uh, the aesthetic is a little bit more like kind of Kiss, but make it red instead of black kind of thing. It is a little bit more like punk rock, I would say, versus actual Bond villain. But like it is still giving me over the top. Actually more like maybe like a Power Rangers villain. And I think maybe that's why I'm really liking it because it's just like it's a lot of fun. The details are really fun. I love the red and the white that she has going on throughout the outfit. Love the fact that her hair is a lot of fun too. I love the fact that she has, I think she has Swarovskis in her hair too, which is like what? Um, um, I think this is by far my favorite promo look. Like I said, I don't know if it meets the brief 100%. I don't really care though because it's just a lot of fun and it's her take on the whole villain. I would just say villain aesthetic in general, and I'm just really excited to kind of see what Kyran has to bring this season. I do kind of get a really good um vibe that Kyran might go pretty far. Um, I mean, she was the last in the video. They weren't doing an alphabetical order, which I'm kind of like, okay, well, usually, you end on a pretty high note usually. So that I think is a good vibe for her, and I don't know, I'm just really excited kind of see what she kind of brings here. I don't want to name who she kind of reminds me of, but a certain winner of season 4 of the US maybe is without the hopeful negative other parts of it. But that's kind of what it's kind
Damn.
of giving to me as far as I'm concerned if we were to like nail it down because as far as problematic as that individual is they are kind of like an iconic reference point so I hate to use it here but it's definitely kind of giving and I mean if you're giving that kind of energy in your promo as far as like I don't know I'm just very excited to see what Kyron's gonna bring here huge snaps here I think definitely my favorite promo look of all of them I'm just gonna shut up.
Kyran Thrax does give me that kind of, spooky out there, different type of drag. Her look alone is just so wild. It's devilish, but not in the same devil kind of fashion that we've seen before. She's got these great, like, beaded parts of the hair that gives it even more dimension than it had by just being big. And then this outlined red with the sparkling red crystals on the white, just enough for you to notice that, like, oh my god, there's things going here, there's texture. The shape is so well done, it's symmetrical, yet it's so edgy and it's fun, and your eyes can go so many different places, but it's not overwhelming. It's just you're taking it all in and you love it at the same time. I really enjoy this outfit. She does have the best outfit, in my opinion, as well for the looks. I love her makeup. I definitely see what you are saying. Love the nails, by the way. Love those. She definitely gave me like winner vibes or top four vibes for sure. She's definitely in my top four. I was like, this girl is gonna go far. I can't see a world in which she goes home in like some of the first couple episodes looking like this. I mean, there have been queens that have looked really amazing in their promo looks going home early. I just don't see this for her because she gave me this confidence and this idea that she knew who she was. So I obviously snaps and I'm rooting for her.
Next, we have Laveau, who's 43 from Stockton-on-Tees, England, and she's one of the most seasoned divas, I think, on the cast here. She's been in a bunch of stuff here. Apparently, she was on Queen of the Universe here. We know they love Queen of the Universe on these international seasons, like Regina Voce. The host of Mexico is Taiga is a Queen of the Universe here. So the fact that she was competing on the show as well here too. Um, Impressive. She's a semi-finalist in Britain's Got Talent. She name dropped a bunch of UK celebrities that apparently she's been on. Apparently she's selling a bunch of cruise ships as well too. Like Laboa's resume is rather stacked here. Um, she does note though that she has not won any competition that she's been in here. I don't know if that's necessarily a bad sign or a good sign, but she seems to be at least someone again who knows who they are as far as their personality, knows what they're gonna bring. She definitely seems like she's gonna be comedy acting for sure. Kind of honestly, if we're gonna be kind of stereotyping, I feel like she's going to be like the exact opposite of Dita Garbo. As far as like the two, like they seem like kind of like polar opposite rivals of what they're gonna bring here. Because you have one that's like the like the dancing showgirl, and then we have LeBeau here, who seems like a she seems like more like a singing performer. I would say, like, not to say that I don't think she's gonna have a problem with choreography or anything like that. But I'm definitely getting really good energy from her too, especially seeing like her resume now. I'm like, oof, okay, this girl could be someone that could go very far here. But as far as the promo goes as well, this is definitely one of my favorite looks here. Again, the red and the black. Is definitely a common theme that we've seen here tonight. But dare I say, she did it even better. I love the fact that the cape part wraps around and then connects to the back of the dress. And then it also is on the front as well too, and kind of serves as like an additional like element to the sleeve to make it a little bit more asymmetrical. I like the fact that everything is just stoned. I love this color of red as well too. Like this is just really, really, really cool. Um, a very delicate look. Like it feels like if she was to move like in the wrong way, it would just like break because it feels like it's like paper mache almost. Like it's just really cool, and I definitely one of my favorite looks tonight. I have high hopes for Lobo now, especially I might be rethinking my list a little bit here, seeing like a little bit more now of the resume here, but huge snaps, amazing look here.
I really like her look. I get the same kind of energy that I think she's going to be our probably more outer, our queen that might go a little earlier, who's older. She also paints, I think, herself older than what she is. Randomly, I liked her energy a lot, but I worry that maybe she's going to be a little too set in her ways, and the unwillingness to adapt could end up being a downfall for her. I think her being in so many competitions and never having saying she's never won anything is really interesting because it sets up the storyline like, is this going to be another example surprise for her, or is this going to be like, always a bridesmaid, never a bride, now she finally becomes the bride? I see her either going extremely far or like a third or fourth like early boot for like the older woman in the competition, the older mother figure. Other than that, though, she seems to know who she is. Her drag is well done. Overall, I liked this a lot. It was very good. Definitely snaps for her. We will see. She's definitely from I don't want to say a different, I guess a certain age of drag. She has her aesthetic that I think is still way more polished than some of the queens that I've seen that are from the same kind of era of drag as her. So I'm excited to see what she brings to the competition for sure.
Mm, mm. Definitely excited to see what LeBeau brings here. Maybe this will be her competition. We'll see. Up next, we have Lill, or Living in Lavish Luxury, from Manchester, England, 36, and she has 10 years of experience doing drag, considers herself creative and rebellious, has made tons of costumes for previous queens like Cheddar Gorgeous and Banksy, and considers herself like a sexy pinup girl, and I think that's kind of what she's giving in this look here, absolutely. I think it's a lot of fun. It is a little I don't want to say basic because it's not giving basic here because I think she's right on point with what she's giving here. Um, as far as like the aesthetic, because the thing I think I like most about this look that she gives here is the fact that she's using the two different fabrics on it to kind of accentuate the hourglass shape, even though she's not necessarily tucking 100% with, or I wouldn't say tucking, I would say cinching 100% with the shape that she has to give the illusion of it. But she still is cinched as well too. So even with the coloring there, it's just like an extra added like double illusion on top of the fact that she's already cinched on with the additional fabric choice, which I think is a lot of fun. Um, I love the the stole, or is it stole, right? That's what they call the fur. Um, I don't know. The fur is
A
fun.
shawl?
The shawl, that's what it is. What
We take the
what
shawl,
did
you mean the
Roxy say? The
sash?
shawl.
The
Oh
sash,
no,
the
is that
shawl,
my was
the
that my
sash.
Roxy Andrews moment? Did I just have a sequence moment?
Not another sequin
Oh
moment.
no, not the stool. Oh no. But
Oh
yeah,
no,
overall,
baby.
I like what she has to bring here. I'm kind of very excited to see how she'll be able to adapt her aesthetic to I would say a bunch of other themes as well too. I just hope that she's giving more than, one dimension, we'll say here. So, I kind of have a little someone that is again someone that's kind of high variance. I don't know how I was feeling about her energy, 100% in the video. Like she gives me confident, but I'm also I don't know. There was an essence of a little bit of like she wasn't being herself 100%. Like she was being maybe her drag character a little bit more than she was being herself. So I'm excited to see what she actually presents on the show, and we'll kind of see where we if we're gonna end up living in some lavish luxury here. But I'll give her a snap.
Fair. I give her a snap. I think this is a very safe look. I think she brought some fun camp to it, though. I like her hair, especially how it's like pieced up there with a little hat to match the outfit. You know, the gloves, the shawl, the the leopard print. It's very standard,
Sorry, you
right?
mean the
It's at
stool?
this point, yes, the stool. It's very standard. The beauty marks that like I don't know on her face, like in the same spot. I don't know about that, but I liked her energy a lot. I liked her camp. I I don't think she takes herself too seriously. She really reminded me of like a Katya kind of figure, but make it UK. I thought here's like this funny girl who's like, I know I'm not the prettiest necessarily, or the like greatest thing that you're like ever like, wow, I'm the number one like best impersonator or anything like that. But she's like got her own personality, she's got her own thing. I do worry she could be a first out, or she could be a girl that goes really far like Katya. There's with her, it's kind of like it's gonna depend on what they feel like they should do with her, especially with how she performs because sometimes you get a girl like this and she has a lot to show, but she has one slip and they just let it go down and they edit it poorly. So they're expecting her to go home. Other times, we have girls that make a slip in the second episode like Katya, do an amazing lip sync and make it almost all the way to the crown kind of thing, right? Only to come back while still being highly adored by the fans and constantly slay and doing so much outside of Drag Race as well. So I mean, I really liked Lill. She gave me a good energy from her interview. I hope to see that more of her on the show. Hopefully that she's not an early out because I kind of am rooting for her. I think she's a little bit of the most unsure what's going to happen with her. It's very similar to that of Chanel O'Connor for me, where it's like she could be super iconic or she could just fade into the background and never be remembered. But
I think
overall, I'll give her a safe snap.
I think you bringing up Katya is a great point as well, because she definitely kind of gave me that kind of energy as well too, where it's just like I think she knows her aesthetic. We'll just kind of see, like I said, how she's gonna kind of adapt her uniqueness and her personality to the competition here. So I'm excited to see what Lil's gonna bring here. I think she'll be a fun addition to the cast. Up next, we have a Marmalade 24 from Cardiff, Wales, and she considers herself the crown jewel of Cardiff drag. Now, she's the drag daughter of season three's Victoria Scone and the drag granddaughter of Tia Coffee. So, I mean, that explains the food references with the names. She says she's a full-time seamstress with old Hollywood glamour with Welsh stupidity inspiration. So, I feel like she's gonna be a little bit of she's giving me like that young ingenue energy. Like there's definitely a few that these younger queens that I feel like are kind of competing maybe for like that young fashion funny girl spot. And she's definitely giving me that energy. She seemed a little subdued in her Meet the Queens video, but I feel like from what I've been seeing out there, Marmalade has a lot of fans that are really singing her praises already. So I'm definitely kind of excited to see what all she has to show here. As far as the outfit, I'm not mad at it per se. I don't know if it's necessarily my favorite because it's kind of giving me more showgirl really than villain. Like I don't really see the brief in this at all, but does she look good? Absolutely. I love the fact that it's kind of like a mix between like I see like a little bit like some gypsy inspiration, especially with how like the fabric is wrapped around her waist with the or how like the actual skirt shape is shown. Like she's giving a little like cantina dancer like shaking her hips a little bit. Like I love that part. I love the fact that she's not afraid to show off her body. I don't mind the fact that her is the connected top piece. I can't really tell 100%. But I
Mm,
if it's just pasties, even more fun. But I think it's an actual bodice piece that's connecting to the top piece. But I think it's a fun look. Overall, is it my absolute favorite of the group? No, but it's not nowhere near where towards the bottom whatsoever. So I'm gonna give her a snap, and I'm very very excited for Mamalade to show us what she could bring. Has some big names to kind of follow up on. So, but I feel like with those kind of people as kind of your mentors, you're bound to at least make it halfway, right? Or be the first move.
mm-mm. There is no guarantee in drag. Drag is
No,
not a contact sport, and it is not a guaranteed position in anything.
unless you're Jimbo on All Stars 9. Ooh, or wait, 8.
You mean also they?
Ooh,
I mean, let's not talk about All Stars 9 because then you have to also talk about how Injiri is a guaranteed there too.
ooh,
But
ooh. Sorry, All Stars 8. My bad. My bad.
okay, so Marmalade is weird because she paints much older, right? Like, what was she, 23, 24? And she paints like she's 50, still trying to like put out at the show club as the older woman. And I
Mhm.
was like, girl, sister, like you look like you're a woman putting on the paint because you've smoked so much that like you need to cover up some of the flaws in the skin or something. I don't know. That was kind of the vibe I got from her, but being so young. I like the outfit a lot. The more I look at it still, especially the more I can see the details, and I love a lot of the idea behind it. The only issue is that, when these queens don't have like any body on, we've seen it before, but like something like this, especially, I'm like, it doesn't work as well. I think the hair is also an issue for me. I love the Fascinator, not a huge fan of the hair. Gotta be honest. It's giving me very much like early Broadway, like, but it's like imitating something rather than like being it. I'm not saying she can't be that and that she's not that. It didn't give me the greatest first impression. It didn't I wasn't getting much from her. I also thought the nod to her family made me really nervous for her because like how many times have you seen a girl, especially when she's like the second or third girl who comes on from her like family and like just bombs it if the other one did really well or vice versa like so I don't know. For me, I was nervous for her. I like the fashion. I love that she's obviously a seamstress, so she knows her way around a design. I assume that means she'll at least be safe till the ball, if nothing else. But I could definitely see her being a fourth or fifth out kind of girl. Um, I think that she has a lot of potential. I'm just not sure that I got it from the interview of what she is all about. But
I feel
overall,
like
like a
hers
stamp,
is more
yeah.
like the resume.
Oh,
It's the possible
right.
resume of who she knows more so than like what we're actually getting.
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense.
We'll see though. We'll see. Like I said, a few of these girls have some big names to live up to, so we'll kind of see what Marmalade has to bring here. Let's go ahead and bring up our next queen here. Someone who as soon as I saw their name, I was like, winner, winner pick. It is Rileasa Slaves, 32 from London, England, and she's originally from St. Lucia, now residing in London, and she's capitalized on her resemblance to a certain well-known, queen, like just a little Miss Riri. She's definitely giving Rihanna. Absolutely, especially I mean she's not trying at all to hide it with this wig is all either. So absolutely love that. She considers herself a dancer, a twerker. She doesn't really consider herself a joke queen, but she seems to have a natural charm and charisma and likability to her. She kind of gives me, if you kind of took Lala Ree and Simone and then stuck them in Mayhem Miller's body a little bit, like I really, really like what Lisa was giving us from the interview. As far as the look goes, I will say it's a little basic. I don't understand the eye reference that she has going on either. I'm a little confused by everything here. But the thing I do love about it is the coloring of it. I love the fact that she decided to just go for just make herself full chocolate. I like the brown on brown on brown on brown, and she has so many different shades of it, and each accessory is a different color of brown. Kind of love that. Again, I don't understand the why the eyes. I don't think that was really ever explained. But it was it's something about the evil eye or something like that, right? I don't know. But ultimately, I am sure she'll probably end up giving some looks this season. I feel like she might have been a little overshadowed by some other queens, but I feel like if we're gonna be real, I think this is just very safe. I will say though, it is as far as like the brief goes, the fact that she has like the shawl, it works for me. It's fine. It's a really fun promo for her. Like her first look, if she's gonna like brand herself and be like, this is the photo that's gonna follow me around, this is a great photo to have everywhere. So I'm gonna give her a very safe snap.
So I love this look. Obviously, she is the name right now on everyone's lips. I think out of everyone who was said to be on the season, I think she's the girl that everyone was like, holy shit, she's like the charisma girl, right? I could see her going all the way. I could see her going pretty far and getting chopped right before the end, kind of similar to Caramel. Either way, I think we're going to see a lot of her. I think that she's going to be a fan fave. I mean, her name is so good. It's so controversial. Like I love that about her. I love her outfit. I actually kind of disagree about it being safe just because I love this material. I think it's very fun. I think it creates a great shape on her, not to mention it also just like the way it kind of ripples on the body. It gives us a good texture. And something about this hair, there's something about this like bob long bang thing that I don't know. It's such a sacred piece for me. I love her earrings. I love the matching jewelry with the eyes, and of course, who doesn't like a good shawl? Oh, overall, love this look. Love her energy. I don't think there's enough things you can say about her because the whole time you were watching her, like she has that it factor. Like some of these girls don't have that, what she has. Now, that's not me like trying to be rude or anything, but really, she had this factor in her that I was like, oh, like I saw it immediately. Everyone saw it immediately. It wasn't just me, it was everyone out there. We all saw this is a star baby. And so I really hope to see her go far, do well. This girl is someone I can't wait to see grace our TV screens. I just know we're gonna have a good time probably with her, and I think someone like this who just radiates such great energy and such star power. I don't see a way in which she goes home early. Oh, and
Yeah,
snaps, obviously snaps. I think her outfit's great.
yeah, I'm very excited for Lisa here. She's definitely going to be. I mean, I don't know if I've ever seen the clamor of someone just over someone's name. Someone just be like that, like that's just so good. Just like so excited for what she's gonna bring here. Our next queen on the list here. We're down to our final two. Will they be in the final two? Who knows? It's
No.
Saki Yew. So, is 33 from Manchester, England, and she's ready to sock it to you. She started drag 13 years ago, met her husband in Sydney, and moved to Manchester for love. And she's giving face and captivating humor. And her facial expressions she was given were giving a little ginger minge. The facial comedy. I was kind of like, okay. She says she's a trained dancer as well, so we'll kind of see how Saki ends up doing here. I mean, with that kind of experience, you would expect her to do really well, I would say. As far as the look goes, I think she's probably the one that's giving me the most Bond villain out of all of them. She's definitely giving me the guy who like takes off his hat and like chucks it at you. Uh, but like make it fashion. I like the trench coat. It's really fun. I like the black material that she has underneath it too. It's giving kind of very similar to I believe Actavia, who did a kind of very similar kind of situation where there's like a jacket around like the black spandex. So super original. Not really, but she definitely accessorized it a lot better, I would say. Um, as far as I'm concerned here, I'm not mad at what Saki is bringing here, but I'm kind of excited to see what else she can bring to the table. Because again, this is giving me a little more Bond villain than kind of personal drag, and I feel like a lot of the other girls they kind of sacrificed, I'd say uh the brief to kind of show themselves off a little bit more as far as their personal style. So I'm very excited to kind of see what Saki has to bring here. I'll give her a snap for this. Why not?
Love that. I think I really enjoy this. The trench with the lined like plasticky latex material around the collar and stuff. It's a very nice detail. We see the buttons going down, the cut over the leg. I love that she had this black bodysuit underneath that I'm sure is like skin latex tight or whatever. With the gloves and everything just so dark yet so fun. This headpiece is iconic. I don't know what to say about it other than like it's very avant-garde. It's not something I would see normally. I just think it's fun. I'm excited for that. I think she's kind of a fashiony girl, but I am a little worried that she could go the way of maybe I'm not 100% sure what she's all going to give us. I really enjoyed her. I really enjoyed listening to her especially, but one thing I have to say about her and our next queen is that as far as um these queens who are like Asian, they haven't always had the best experience on the UK season, especially with RuPaul judging. No offense to everyone else, but it's true. Um, so I really hope for her. I hope there's not that rigor mortis that I feel like we see a lot of. Um, I think she is a very talented, very aware queen. She seems to be aware of her talents, where her weaknesses and her strengths are. I get a kind of maybe introverted, uh, kind of thinking conceptual queen from her. So that makes me a little worried when it comes to some of the looks. Like, will we always understand? But overall, I want her to go far. Don't know that she's going to make it all the way to the top, but I wouldn't be surprised if she's the dark horse of the competition.
Wow, what did you say about
That she might be the dark horse of the competition. Yeah,
her?
100% said it, and I'll say it again. She might be the dark horse of the competition.
Yeah, I do like Saki. She's giving me some very good energy. Again, I think you're right to say we don't know really what to expect from her. But I'm excited for whatever it is, and hopefully she'll do well. I have good hope for good things here for Saki. Um, let's bring up our last queen as well here too. And if you weren't falling asleep by the end of the Meet the Queens, you definitely weren't gonna fall asleep during this queen segment. It's Zahirah Zapanta. It's from Nottingham, England. She's 28 years old, and oh my God, the voice, the personality. Was she not giving you like Vanjie energy? Like,
Oh, it
I
was like
was just
Vanjie
like,
meets Plastique. It was very fun.
right? I was like, did they just have a child move to England or and have a child? Because like whoa. She's all about beauty. She's definitely going to be. She says the new. school showgirl. She's definitely going to be a dancing queen, I think for sure. And this look is a lot of fun. I like the fact that she's showing her body, but also has like a very kind of fun silhouette there with like, I don't know why she has the horns there. I don't really care. But I don't know what fabric she's using on it, but I love the lining of it. I love the fact that there's some texture to it, and just, it's not just like she could have just made it just the same blue as like the fabric on her train, but instead she chose to go with something a little bit more ornate. There's some feathers, like the peacock feathers around it, that are really, really cool, adding a lot of dimension to, that portion of it. It's a lot of fun, and it's for being a very small, like, garment, like technically of like technical like fabric that exists, it's technically just like the bodice. It's not like anything like super inventive, but as far as the way she adorned it, really cool. Um, I love the long ponytail she's going on. She's definitely snatched. So here's going to be a lot of fun. I don't necessarily know, again, the longevity factor here. She seems like she'll probably be able to at least escape like a lip sync or two, which I assume she'll probably. Something's telling me she might be our bottom goddess in like the first couple episodes. I hope not. I hope she doesn't follow like Vanjie season 10. I hope she's more like Vanjie season 11, but with some wins. She has some fun energy. I'm just very worried about like her variance in the competition because of some things Jack might have mentioned earlier. But overall,
Um,
huge, huge, huge snaps for Zahira, and I think she's just gonna be a lot of fun. She definitely gives me kind of fan favorite energy.
yeah, this is the other queen of charisma. I feel like we've got Rileasa Slaves and we've got her. Like honestly, Hira, like her attitude, her energy was so like kind of chaotic, but just so much fun. Like I was living. She's like, I'm gonna give you fashion. I'm gonna be funny. I'm gonna do this and that. And I was like, don't know if all of this is true, but like I like it was really easy to warm up to her. You really wanted to kind of be her friend. She seemed really fun. It just all the good things. It's not like my favorite outfit of the night, but I do love this color. I love the unique shape of it, although I don't think it's the most flattering for her body, personally. I mean, she looks great, but I think there's more that could flatter her. Although I do just love this like royal dark blue on her. It's great. It's great, and I love a long ponytail. I'm a big bitch when it comes to that long ass hair that just flows and follows. I love the nice earrings that match the similar shape of the feathers, and the one bracelet I think really works well. Overall, I'm excited for this queen. I also have the same concerns of her possibly being an early out or someone who ends up being our bottom queen of the season who just is constantly sliding by in the bottom or lip syncing a lot and then eventually cut. I could very much see a Gia Gun run for her, sorry. A Gia Gun run where she unfortunately leaves early, even though we're kind of all wanting to see what she does and what happens with her. I hope everyone. Uh, I hope she gets a fair chance, and that everyone also has the same kind of feelings as me. But yeah.
Hmm. Well, that is Miss Zapanta, and those overall are our 12 queens here. So, very excited to see a lot of them this season, and excited to get to know them more. Because obviously we only get so much from the Meet the Queen videos. We only get, so much of a taste, for what they have in store for us here. But you know what? Us being judgmental bitches like we do on this podcast, we have to make some ratings and rankings based entirely just on no information whatsoever. So Jack, let's see if we could predict the top four for this season, shall we? I'm gonna
Oh,
let you
I
go
can't,
first,
but I
though.
can try.
I'll let you go first. Go ahead and
Um,
tell me what you think your top four is and why.
so I think Kyran Thrax. Uh, I think Dita Garbo. Um, I want to say maybe Saki Yew and ooh, Kiki Snatch, I think is what I would say the top four in what I just think is going to happen. I unfortunately feel like some of my faves are going to get sniped out or gonna only make it so far. I think I could see this as being a really good season to Dita Garbo. I think we both talked about it. We kind of got that like really good confident energy. She might be the older queen that makes it really far in the competition. Kyran Thrax, I think, is going to be our very out there, kind of weird, but very aesthetically pleasing queen. Kiki Snatch, I think, is going to be one of our top performers that we're going to see. She's going to do extremely well in lip sync. She's going to make her way to the end, even if she only has a win or two. And then I think what Saki Yew, I just see her as this dark horse for the competition. I see there's the possibility of her going far because we don't know that much. So I'm just putting her in the ring because I just like the idea of someone who starts out the competition and you think, oh yeah, there's not a chance she's going in there, and then she really develops throughout the competition. So that's what I'm kind of hoping for is to see
Mhm.
that from at least one queen this season. I usually end up rooting partially for the dark horse of the competition, but we will see if that stays true this time.
Yeah, I do agree. I think this is going to be, I think regardless who ends up going for, I think this is a very fun group, and I'm very excited to see kind of what happens. But I'd say I'm about of the mindset, I think about 50-50 with you. I think I agree with half of the points that you put up there. My
Yeah.
mindset, I feel like they tend to kind of follow a little bit of a template a lot of the times when it comes to the finales here. And I wouldn't say necessarily follows it, but it feels like for whatever reason, we definitely always get like that older seasoned queen, the veteran will say. Seems like we definitely get like that younger fashion queen or like the ingenue, as I would like to call them. There's definitely usually a someone who's usually a performer, someone who's really good with lip syncs or comedy and or maybe like a Bob the Drag Queen style, just like singer, dancer, actress type deal. Um, and then there's usually like a wild card alternative pick. So I feel like for me, if I'm gonna go all in on this template, which I feel like it feels like it's been tried and true. Like I'm gonna go on it. I'm gonna say our seasoned veteran is gonna be Dita Garbo because we absolutely got for the same reasons you said earlier. I get just really good vibes. She seems like the professional of the season. Very excited to see Dita. As far as our ingenue, Marmalade gives me the best vibe. I will say she's lacking a little bit in the Meet the Queens video, but what she was lacking there, the name dropping she did for me, made more than enough for it. So I'm gonna put her on my watch list as well too. My performer pick here is gonna be just because I need to have her on my list. I would not feel right about this if I did not put her on my list because she's again my immediate favorite from the moment I saw her name. Release Slaves has to be in this top four somewhere. Absolutely. I don't if we're gonna maybe say like UK Bob the Drag Queen, that's kind of what she's giving me, that energy. So I'm just gonna go in on Relisa. And if I have to throw in an alternative wildcard pick, just based off the promo looks being my favorite, I'm gonna say Kyran Thrax. We'll choose my fourth. So, Dita, Marmalade, Relisa, and Kyran will be my top four. But, we have very limited information to kind of go on here, and who knows exactly what will happen here. But either way, I think this is a very, very fun group of people that we have. Like these queens this season, definitely feel like they're gonna bring it. Like you said, they do have a kind of a tough act to follow with season five, but if we've learned anything, um, through season five can absolutely be an amazing season six. Like usually, actually, if I could be real, other than like Amazing Race, season six is usually always better than season five. So knock on wood. And maybe All Stars, or sorry, maybe US Drag Race might be the only other one where it's like kind of teetering back and forth. Five and six were amazing, but usually season sixes, like season six America's Next Top Model, Survivor Amazon, they're great seasons. So I'm very excited to see what this group of has to bring us here. Jack, do you have any final thoughts here as we get to the end of our podcast and this group of girls here?
One thing about these group of girls is I felt like it was really difficult to make the decisions of like who's gonna make the top four, who's gonna be the first out. And that's kind of exciting. Like we have the stereotypes to go off of, right? But I feel like anyone here really has a good chance. I think there's no queen here that I'm immediately like, she will not win. There's no chance in hell that she is the winner of the season. There's a few that I think have a much lower percent chance of winning the season than others, unfortunately. But like, there's not a girl here who I'm just like, oh, she's done for. Like, and that's something really fun to see because I don't think we always see that a lot. And when it comes to these drag race seasons, I think it always feels like you can kind of find a girl who's maybe not up to the same playing field a lot of the times, and it just feels like it's telegraphed that they're gone. And I didn't feel that so much here. I mean, I have my own opinions based on things that'll happen, but it wasn't so set in stone, concrete kind of thing.
Hmm. This definitely feels like a much more well-rounded cast. I mean, I don't really, I hate the word filler queen, because I don't want to believe any of these girls are necessarily cast just to be eliminated, but let's be real, sometimes, it does
Yeah.
happen. So, I don't necessarily see any fillers as well, too. This feels like a group of 12 that they kind of really are like, okay, let's bring in 12 people that have some strong potential here, and let's kind of see how it goes. So, yeah, sometimes we get that from these mainline seasons. Hopefully, this will be one of these ones where literally every girl has, something to bring here. So, if we're judging based off their promos, I think so. So, and yeah, at the end of the day, as always, I just can't wait to see how this will all turn out. And hopefully, y'all can't either, too, especially if you made it this far. Thank you so much again for listening, and please like and subscribe because it lets us know that you're enjoying the content. Comment below on who are your top four out of this cast here, and who had your favorite promo looks as well too. Be sure to catch all of our continuing coverage on Global All Stars, Big Brother 26, as well as the premiere of RuPaul's Drag Race UK Season 6 on September 26th. Oh my God, so much reality TV coming this year. This we're gonna end up with like I'm literally probably gonna do nothing, but last couple months, but just been watch shows. Like there's too much going on here. We still have the Anonymous going on, Challenge Season 40, Drag Race Mexico 2 just ended, Philippines is ongoing. We just figured out here that Spania 4 will be premiering the same week as UK 6, so be on the lookout tomorrow for our cast preview on that one. And we also have Circle season 7 and Survivor coming in a few weeks as well too. Oh my gosh. But until next time, y'all. And on behalf of my co-caster Jack, this is Renegade signing out. But remember, as always, keep spilling that tea, y'all. Bye.
Goodbye.